supposed to wait for the music to stop or not, but it's all right. We'll see how this goes. I am James Carruthers. I am the interim chair of the Department of Chemical Engineering, and it is a real honor to welcome all of our graduates, all of our friends, and all our family here to the 2024 graduation ceremony. We are thrilled to be able to gather here together on campus. We are also welcoming some friends and family who are joining us via a live stream. We have a lot of experience with hybrid modalities over the last couple of years, and so I think that this is going to work out really well. We always begin ceremonies here at the University of Washington by recognizing the ancestral lands on which we work, study, teach, and learn. The University of Washington acknowledges the Coast Salish peoples of this land and the land that touches the shared waters of all tribes and bands within the Suquamish, Tulalip, and Muckleshoot nations. Today, we are celebrating the stellar class of 2024. As you can imagine, the students graduating today have been through quite a roller coaster ride in their time at UW. They've had classes in person, online, and all things in between. Our undergraduate students have been with us on a journey this year, and they worked incredibly hard to realize a post-COVID future at the University of Washington. The class of 2024 has been at the forefront of this, working together with the ChemE faculty and staff to bring back some old traditions, to start some new ones, and to think about the best ways to capture what's essential and good about a chemical engineering education. This class is continuously adjusted to different learning environments and requirements, all while completing one of the most challenging engineering degrees that there is. Likewise, our graduate students receiving their degrees today have felt the substantial impacts on their research and coursework as well. We have been so impressed watching them find creative ways to keep making progress, build community, and prepare for their future careers. It's no surprise to the undergraduates here that our graduate students have really done heroic work in supporting teaching and learning in ChemE while also attending to their own needs. It's really been remarkable. Graduates, we're going to get to your accomplishments in a moment, but I also want to recognize the family and friends who've been with you on this journey. Your support network has been an essential aspect of the success that's on display here today, and I think we all owe them a big round of applause and thanks because this has really been above and beyond. I think everyone here is aware that a chemical engineering degree is tough. These graduates should feel a huge sense of accomplishment. They're leaving here with what I believe is the most versatile engineering degree, and the unique characteristics under which they've earned it have certainly equipped them with some extra valuable skills, some unique perspectives, and uncommon levels of grit and determination. I want to share with you just a few highlights of some of the accomplishments or some of the work that the class of 2024 has done. Undergraduate Serena Vafa and her interdisciplinary team, ShockSafe, were recognized by the Jim and Timmy Holman Best Prize for Patient Safety Prize at this year's Holman Health Innovation Challenge. This is an annual... sponsored by the business school to develop some innovative solutions to some of the world's biggest health problems. Graduate student Maria Politi, we're going to hear from Maria a little bit in a few minutes here, has been recognized by the Clean Energy Institute with the Clean Energy Scientific Achievement Award for being a leader at UW in terms of accelerating our adoption of automation and AI for solving really high-impact clean energy problems, carving a path toward a demonstration of these technologies and helping others to walk the walk. Terrific. Undergraduate Soo-Young Lee was one of 12 UW students recognized with the Washington Research Foundation Fellowship for her work in the NANCE lab, where she's been developing tools that inform how we can more effectively treat the diseased brain. Francesca and Jack exemplified the College of Engineering's goal to provide engineering for the public good through community capstone work under the advisement of Professor Dan Schwartz. By partnering with By partnering with community organizations, senior students have had the opportunity to learn from community members directly about their own needs, while also providing essential engineering design support to help them compete for grants that would help build resilience and infrastructure. As an example, FEMA has said that Clallam County would be without power for up to 1 year in the event of a catastrophic Cascadia subduction zone earthquake. The work that the capstone teams did could dramatically reduce that time, and this would really have a significant impact on communities throughout our state. Our graduating student leaders, I'm just going to call them out by first name because that's how we do it around here. Megan, Serena, Jack, Sue Young, Garrett, Celine, Leo, Raina, Callie, and Samantha have led their teams to attract record numbers of people to the AICHE barbecue, the AICHE regional conference, discovery days, and other outreach events like Introduce a Girl series, and a lot of other activities that have really helped us build community within the department and increase the club's professional and development and outreach engagement. They've had an incredibly successful year, and I think we all should applaud them. Each year, graduating seniors choose one of their classmates to reflect on their shared chemical engineering experience. This year, they've selected Kristen Hutchinson. Kristen is always trying to make those around her smile and has had a big part in making ChemE more welcoming and enjoyable, even through the toughest classes. She's always encouraging others and openly discusses the challenges she faces, making it easier for others to be open about their own struggles. Kristen has also made a continued and conscious effort to get to know everyone in the cohort, famously switching tables in every single process controls class, I'm told, to chat with everyone. With that, I'd like to welcome Kristen to the podium.
There's a lot of you. My goodness. Thank you for that introduction, Dr. Carruthers. Well, hello, friends, family, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. While I'm most certainly not valedictorian, it is my honor to be here today speaking with you. I would like to take a moment to thank our professors, advisors, and staff of the chemical engineering community for your support and advice over the last few years. A big thank you again to all my friends and family for keeping me sane during this degree, my parents for raising me to love learning, and all of my classmates for being my motivation to show up to class even on the hardest of days. Now, many of us were unable to experience a high school graduation, so today is really, really special. And until today, the only stage I've ever crossed was at my preschool graduation. Now, I don't remember much about that day, but the after party, if you will, lives permanently in Hutchinson family lore. After all the pomp and the circumstance, my parents took me to a park to celebrate in the sunshine. And now, in true engineering parent fashion, the park was the Renton wastewater treatment plant. And as we walked along, admiring the flora and the fauna, little Kristen had a brilliant idea for a photo shoot. Mom, let's take a family picture over there. And I pointed at this luscious patch of grass. But being a smart woman, she asked me to physically demonstrate how I would like to pose before actually handing me her expensive camera. And upon request, I sprinted to the patch and stepped straight into a pond ever so perfectly covered in duckweed. I was drenched, and according to my dad, he yelled for me to stop, but I most certainly did not hear that. That's my story. And now I've definitely dried off and grown up a bit since then, but that same curiosity and excitement for life is with what I entered into the chemical engineering program. And now I don't know about y'all, I certainly remember the first day of ChemE 310, material and energy balances. We were all nervous little sophomores, but Dr. Nance told us that we were where we belonged. And since that day, our community has just grown and blossomed. And that one thing I did not realize when I started ChemE was just how many friendships would begin in the cramped, sweaty, frantic place we call office hours. The countless moments crammed into the computer lab or huddled on the floor outside Professor Adler's office brought many of us together. Yeah, you know the spot. Group projects, office hours, and mutual exam stressing began our connections that grew into lunches and dinners and getting to know each other beyond our face value of sleep-deprived engineering student. And I have many fond memories of barbecues at Benson with Garrett on the grill, Megan with her board games, and Benson just brimming with merriment. At department semi-formals, we got to see a different side of our classmates and got to have prom-like experiences that so many of us missed out on. And you know, there's something to be said of low experiences, making the happy ones even more memorable and special. We braved through the trials of thermodynamics, transport, statistical mechanics, my personal least favorite, and were rewarded with friendships that had seen us at our worst and are now here to cheer us on as we go on and achieve more. You know, a good indicator of the friendships we developed is that the staff at Schultz's recognize when a group of chemies come in. They know we are going to take up a large table for an hour or two, order some fries, maybe a couple beers, and most importantly, laugh loud enough to scare the other patrons. But some of my favorite memories have been made this year at our potlucks, lovingly hosted by Susan and Kristen, the other one. Secret baking, cooking, mixing, and karaoke skills were revealed, and I got to know so many of you so much better. Now, professors may not like this, but my understanding of Bozeman distributions and PID controls will fade long before my memories with you. It has truly been a great pleasure getting to know some of the most talented, curious, funny, generous people I've ever met. And I'm lucky I was able to make such great memories with all of you. But everything we've done thus far has led us to this moment. And it's really scary to no longer have such a big milestone to look towards. I'm right there with you. I'm pretty terrified. I'm scared of losing this community, having to make new friends, and just finding my way in the world. But there's still a sense of excitement. We are all going in different directions and pursuing a myriad of passions. There will be more milestones, and there are ours to define. So yes, today we're all graduating as chemical engineers, but to me, more importantly, we are artists, musicians, bakers, gamers, birders, athletes, dancers, hikers, and more. And I'm so hopeful about the future of the world, knowing that you'll be the ones leading it. So as we go off on our own ways, know that the chemical engineering community has always got your back. And just like little Kristen at the park, go into the world excited for the things to come. And you may run straight into duckweed, but dry your pants and keep your curiosity alive. Now, let's embark on our last chemical engineering migration across this stage. Thank you.
Thanks, Kristen, that's great. Next up, the graduate students have selected one of their peers to share some thoughts with everyone today. They made an excellent choice nominating Maria Politi. As I mentioned to you before, Maria is a distinguished researcher and scientist, and she's really been working hard to increase global access to self-driving automated laboratories, and this is really amazing. I'm not sure she's going to tell us about that today, but it's really something to behold. She's also founded a graduate mentoring program and participated in a bunch of outreach events in the department, including Engineering Discovery Days and Wiki's Introduce a Girl activities. We are thrilled to have us speak with us today, and so I'd like to welcome Maria to the stage.
Thank you, James, for the introduction, and thank you all for being here. Well, hello, everyone. Faculty, family and friends, staff, and my dear fellow graduates. Today we're here to celebrate a truly special occasion. We finished a graduate degree. After countless hours in the lab, late night writing sessions, and more coffee than any human should consume, we're here and we did it. I'm honored to be standing up here in front of you, but I'm not sure I'm the right woman for the job. I must disclose, I've not really been to many graduation ceremonies, or at least not many that I've truly paid attention to, which I definitely regret right now. So I'm not sure what this speech should be. Maybe it's some residual imposter syndrome speaking right now, but I will do my best to do justice to the amazing accomplishment we're all here to celebrate and hopefully not bore you all to death. First of all, I would like to extend my gratitude to our professors and mentors. You've challenged us, guided us, and definitely kept us on our toes. To the family and friends, near and far, thank you for your endless support, steady love, and for always putting up a brave face, pretending to understand what our dissertation were about. It meant a lot. Your patience, love, and support has been invaluable. Thank you for listening to us rant about our experiments never working, our code constantly breaking, and our minds always debating whether to quit or stick with this journey. I would like to take a few moments to reflect on the past few years. They were both the most demanding, intense, and truly rewarding years of our life, mine at least. There were lots of times where we questioned our life choices while staring at data. Sorry, I'm a little bit emotional. There were lots of times we would question our life choices while staring at data that wouldn't make sense, or checking our watch and seeing midnight while we are still working in lab or staring at a bright screen. I still believe that the toughest questions to answer for graduate students is, so what is your dissertation about? And you quickly realize that you have no idea how to describe it without taking an hour. I would also like to offer a couple of tips for surviving grad school for those who are continuing on this journey, and hopefully for any future role we will take on. I know I'm not an expert. I've literally just finished this journey. I submitted my final dissertation last night. Okay, so bear with me. I'm now going to say the two most dreaded words that a graduate student hears during their program: manage up. I know. It does sound like our advisor and mentors are just asking us to take on more roles and more work. But I see this as an opportunity to ask them for what you need for your professional and personal growth. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I believe that our graduate journey is a bit of a choose-your-own adventure. You have a say in this, don't forget about it. It is definitely a difficult and truly, it's definitely a balancing act. But with all the caffeine we consume, sometimes it is a bit difficult to find an equilibrium state. The second tip is to celebrate your wins, whether big or small. It does not matter. A click of a button on a website or an email with a big file attached are not enough. You deserve to acknowledge all of the paper submissions, presentations, and project milestones. You did it. Take a moment to honor how amazing you are. Finally, and I think it's the most important one, at least for me it was, find your people. Engineering is a community effort. A graduate degree can be isolating, and the only way to survive is to have a support system. These can be the people in your research group, other graduate students, your mentor, friends, and family. I can say with confidence that I would not be here without all of the amazing people I've had in my life, many of which are sitting here today. I would like to thank you once again because your positive thoughts, reassuring words, and constant support have been essential to mine and all the other graduate students' success. I am eternally grateful to have you all in my life. As we stand here today, waiting on what comes next, remember that we are now officially problem solvers. Whether we're heading into academia, industry, or something completely unexpected, we've got the skills and the tenacity to tackle it all. Amidst all the chaos of the past 5 years, we've also experienced the thrill of discovery, the satisfaction of solving complex problems, and the sheer joy of saying, submitted. Our journey has been a blend of stress-induced rants and triumphant victories. Let's face it, if we can survive exams, thesis proposals, dissertation defense, an endless number of failed experiments, we can truly survive anything. We've learned to be resilient. I call it being stubborn, but I had to use a more poetic way to say it today. We are adaptable and resourceful, not to mention proficient in the art of procrastination, including writing graduation speeches. From the depth of my heart, congratulations. Class of 2024, the world better watch out because here we come. Thank you, and let's go celebrate.
All right. Next, I'd like to introduce Professor Alex Pributok, whom our senior class has chosen to be this year's faculty speaker. It's not hard for me to see why they made this choice. Professor Pributok is fully invested in undergraduate instruction, maybe 1,000% or something like that, I don't know. She's taught every one of these graduating seniors 4 core classes and 2 electives. And I didn't count them up, but that's a lot of lectures, a lot of lab reports, and a lot of problem sets. Maybe she probably knows the number, I'm not sure. In nominating Alex, the students said the following. They said, Dr. Pributok is an avid supporter of every student she meets. She's constantly encouraging us in both our successes and our failures. Her hard work has genuinely made an impact in this department, and her eye for details has made her classes feel more structured and organized, which has been incredibly helpful for her students. Her vulnerability allows students to be honest in their struggles, and the seniors in ChemE would not have been able to get to this point without her. The podium is yours.
He's getting me my stool. Oh my God, okay. Well, hello and welcome. Thank you to the undergraduate class of 2024 for selecting me to speak today. I'm so honored. I've formed such a strong bond with y'all, and I'm simultaneously so proud, yet so sad to see you all leaving and moving on to bigger and better things. Thank you also to the friends, family, and alumni for being here. For those of you who don't know, although James just did a great introduction, I'm Alex Pributok, an assistant teaching professor in the department. This is only my second year in the department, and only my first year getting to know this particular senior cohort during their time in UW ChemE. During the past year, they took anywhere from 2 to 4 core classes, and some of them had 2 electives with me, and hopefully hopefully you're not sick of me yet, though either way, you're getting one last lecture from me today. Throughout all of my time with y'all, I've repeatedly given you the same advice throughout all of my classes that I will give you here right now. Marinate. Or as some of you folks in Gen Z might say, let her cook. You spent the last several years marinating to become the chemical engineers we're about to send out into the world today. Many of you started here while UW was still remote as a result of the pandemic. In many cases, you didn't meet one another until ChemE 310, where things really ramped up and you began creating a foundational stock that would serve as the basis of your finished meal. Taking fluids, heat and mass, and thermodynamics, you added the hearty core of the dish. Reactor design and separation serve as the seasonings that make up the unique flavor profile of a chemical engineer. We added a little spice into the mix with unit ops lab courses, just for kicks. Maybe a little too much spice. As you learned how to troubleshoot and adjust flavors as they build and develop, possibly in unexpected directions. I'm not sure any of you ever expected to see the inside of a tray distillation column's pump or be using a breathalyzer to measure the ethanol vapor concentration leaving a scrubber. And in your capstone courses, you added the finishing touches. You worked on real-world projects from redesigning Gasworks Park to helping companies solve new and relevant problems. All the while, you marinated into capable, self-sufficient, strong engineers ready to serve those around you and make the world a better, fuller place. When I look out into the audience today, I see not just skilled engineers, but also talented multitaskers, teammates, leaders, teachers, mentors, and friends. Some of you succeeded through the entire chemical engineering degree while juggling things like part-time jobs, research opportunities, and engagement in extracurriculars. Some of you served on teams in and beyond ChemE classes, like the baseball and the road teams. Some of you led our AICE and Wiki chapters throughout the year through successful social, outreach, and professional development events. Some of you spent countless hours volunteering to teach and mentor first-year engineers or even students in need of support, like interpreters, in the broader community. And you all formed a strong bond of friendship with one another that you'll remember for the rest of your lives. But I'm here today to say, keep marinating. You're not done cooking. Every new experience after this will just continue building each of your unique menu offerings. Learning doesn't stop once you're out of college. Trust me. Some of you may be excited to step out into your careers or next steps in graduate school, while some of you may be somewhat anxious. Frankly, at this stage, I was both, and that's okay. You're done with UW ChemE, and while you've got so much now to contribute, you also still have so much more you can learn. While in your positions, keep absorbing all of the new information you can. You'll go through a lot of highs, some lows, and everything in between. Each of these is a learning experience you shouldn't take for granted. I can say from experience, I'm still learning every day, in large part because of you all. You've taught me as much as I hope I've taught you. Through your persistence, patience, and grace through all the difficulties and broken equipment in the unit ops lab, you taught me not to be so hard on myself and to laugh through the ridiculousness when I can at least know that I'm giving it my best. Honestly, many of those days, y'all were more patient with the equipment and with me than I was. Through your curiosity and eagerness to learn, you taught me how quickly students can take what they learn in class and apply to real-world projects. It always brought me such joy when one of you would stop me in the hallway or at my office hours to explain how something you learned in Reactor or something we did in Python helped you in your research. Through your commitment and pride in UW football and the great season we've had, you taught me how fun it can be to actually understand the rules and be invested in football for the first time in my life, despite being from Texas. Through your years of being, Kristen, you taught me I really need to reinforce my preference for Google in the younger cohorts. Through your creativity and humor in the comics submitted for extra credit in process control, you taught me how talented, hilarious, and truly artistic engineers can be when instructors encourage it. You also taught me about the, quote, rat world, and what I apparently look like in various comic book character forms that I did not commission. Thank you for everything you've taught me, for sharing yourselves with me and the rest of us, and for giving me this last chance to say goodbye, for now. You're some of the brightest, most motivated, funniest, and most creative people I know, and I'm so proud that you're who we get to call our alumni and entrust with the technology of tomorrow. Keep me posted on all the wonderful things you accomplish in your careers. the impact you have on those around you, close and far, and the things you kept learning along the way. Congrats, class of 2024. Please stay in touch, stay hungry, and enjoy the very bright futures you have ahead.
This next one's got a prop, so I wanted to make sure we're all set. Yeah. I am thrilled to now introduce a UW ChemE graduate who we are honoring today with the R. Wells Moulton Distinguished Alumnus Award. We've been presenting these awards to some of our most distinguished graduates since 1993. Camilo Cheng graduated from the University of Washington with a BS in Chemical Engineering in 1976. He went on to earn an MBA from the Foster School in 1978. He worked in chemical sales for several years with companies ranging in size from small, privately owned firms to multinational corporations. His entrepreneurial spirit eventually led him to become a business owner, a long-standing local Asian food manufacturing company, which he still runs today with his son and business partner, Isaac. Outside of work, Camilo has demonstrated a commitment to service and giving back. He's been a generous alumni volunteer with UW ChemE, having served on our departmental external advisory board and as a guest speaker and informal mentor to students over the years. We are very proud to count him as a member of our alumni community and are excited to present him with the honor of the 2024 Wells Moulton Distinguished Alumni Award for Excellence in Industry. With that, I'd like Camilo to come join me on the stage to accept the award and share some remarks with us today. Thank you.
How is everybody? Dr. Carruthers, I have to lodge a complaint because it is totally unfair for me to follow the three lady speakers and how we. So this is the next act and it's hard to follow. Yeah. First of all, when I accepted this, I didn't realize, I thought there was going to be like 100 people. And then when I saw the auditorium filling up, I thought, oh God. You know, I have to confess that it's a little nerve-wracking talking to large groups of people. And I would count this as a large group of people. So I want to see a show of hands. The people who have the same affliction. Really anxious, nervous, talking to large groups of people. All right, you guys make me feel much better because now I know I'm not the only one. Okay, so I stumble. But I'm going to make this a little bit interactive so you can help me stumble through my presentation if you are enthusiastic, you know, when I ask you questions or something. Is that a deal? Yeah. All right. So congratulations to the graduates. This is a big day for you. No more quizzes, no more tests, no more homework. And you know, the amazing thing is, in a couple of months, in a few weeks, when you get to that job, you're going to be paid for doing your homework. Isn't that refreshing? So, no more additional school loans. You're actually going to be rich. You got a job. No more being the poor student and the gourmet dinner mixed up of top ramen. Right? So, but I do want to, the crowd is great, all the friends and relatives. But I thought the graduates were such a wonderful day. You should be more excited. But when I asked, how are you today? It was kind of not very energetic. Not much excitement. So what I'd like to do is try this again. All right? So I'm going to ask you, graduates, how are you doing today? Thank you for your support. That's what I was hoping. So, it's a great honor to receive the Bolton Award, and I want to thank all the faculty that selected me to receive this award. But it kind of came with a bit of a surprise. So, and I'll explain why. I got the email from Dr. Carruthers, and so the first thing I thought was, is this spam? Maybe some kind of a AI-generated thing. Welcome to 2024, right? And so I kind of look at who were copied on spelling, grammar and all that. I thought, okay, this is pretty legit. So I got pretty excited, right? And so, because, that fed my ego. That was great for the ego. So I ran downstairs and I said to my wife, and I said, Sarah's here today. Would you please stand up? So, since we're talking about so read this.
Yeah.
So she read about 6-8 seconds, and she looked at me, she said, what kind of contribution have you made to the field of engineering? Ouch. So she went on a couple more seconds, and she goes, what do you know about chemical engineering? So, not a lot of respect. So at this point, I'm going to ask, how many people, I want to have a show of hands, how many people here are married? Or have been married? Okay. So, how many of you have been married more than 10 years? Okay. Great. That gentleman over there, sitting next to the lady in pink shirt. Sir, what's your name? Yes, you, the one that's looking around. Yes. What's your name? Mark. Thank you. Whoop. So Mark, how long have you been married? Now be careful. She's sitting right next to you. You better get it right. Pardon me? 29. Okay. So you're still on your honeymoon. So you have what to look forward to, because after 44 years, what you're going to get is the unvarnished truth. Telling the way it is. So, but I joke around. Part of the reason that I decided, actually I didn't exaggerate, that actually happened. Okay? You can check with her. And so but Sarah's not all wrong, because after I graduated in chemical engineering, I never really worked as a chemical engineer. And so then you say, well, what has ChemE benefited, from the UW chemical engineering? So, we have a business that makes fortune cookies and Asian noodles. So it's not like, I go in every morning before we start up the fortune cookie machine, and I would actually do heat transfer calculation. Or when we start the noodle machine, I would do mass balance, right? And so, but I hold the time at Benson Hall very dearly, because some of you have already realized, and the rest of you if you haven't realized, you will find out very soon that the chemical engineering degree at UW, there's no doubt you're graduating, that you are well prepared on the technical side. And you're engineers, you are here to show for it, right? But the other part of a chemical engineering degree at UW is something that you're going to find out, and you're going to find out that it's very, very important for your career. And that is, while we were at Benson, we also learned how to develop our mental capacity to solve complex problems. And you solve complex problems every day, right? Listening to the students that talked about, I was there many, many years ago when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. And so, but it is very important that not only you learn how to solve complex problems, you also learn how to solve complex problems working in teams and working with people. And you will find that as you go out into the working world, it's not only just engineering that is very important, and you are well prepared for it, but also the Benson education help giving you a foundation for what you're going to launch to do. You know, except for those people that are going out to teach and R&D, most of you, I'll tell you, in 10 or 15 years, you will spend very little of your time doing engineering work. And so, but the people knowledge, the ability to work with people, will stick with you for the rest of your career. So, now, I want to come to the Moulton Award because it is very special to me because, like I said, when I was here, you know, the dinosaurs walked the earth. Well, Dr. Moulton was actually the department chair in the 70s. And so that is special. And so I want to recognize all the faculty and staff that were here in the 70s because they made the experience in Benson so special for me. So at this point, I would like to see all the professors that were here in the 1970s. Please stand up. All of you. Amazing. He's here. Still an inspiration to me. So last night, my little grandson, 9 years old, came up to me, was talking to me, and said, yeah, this and that. I said, Ethan, I want you to meet my teacher. He's a 9-year-old. He said, your teacher? I said, yep. Dr. Berg was an inspiration to thousands, if you count the 50-something years, thousands of kids. And so I couldn't thank Dr. Berg enough. So kind of reminds me, how many of you, this has been a while now, remembers a former football coach from Penn State, the Nittany Lions? Joe Paterno. How many people remember Joe Paterno? Okay. So Dr. Berg is the Joe Paterno of chemical engineering at UW. All right, I think I have taken too long. Caitlin said, you need to keep it down to less than 8 minutes. So we've got to pass out the diplomas. So I'm going to wrap up with one last thing, and that's very important to share. I realized that life is not all about keeping score. But just in case you guys are going to grade me, I want to bribe you to give me a good score. So to that end, I actually brought a box of fortune cookies to bribe you. So when we finish, we're going to set that box over there. Please help yourself to some fortune cookies. Go forth and have a great career.
Well, I think it's time to give out some degrees, yes? Is that right? So I now want to recognize each of our master's and PhD degree recipients in our hooding ceremony. This practice is thought to date to the 12th or 13th century, when European universities were first forming, and clergy would receive robes with attached hoods upon taking their vows. The hood originally served a practical purpose, very appropriate at least sometimes for the climate of the Pacific Northwest, though I have to say not today, it's pretty hot in here. Protection from the weather. Later it became a mark of distinction and an essential part of each university's distinct academic regalia. The rich display of colors and patterns you see on the faculty's regalia represent the mix of ideas, teaching styles, personalities, and research methods that come together to make our department such a wonderful place for training students and for driving scientific discovery. We will now bestow hoods upon recipients of master's or doctoral degrees in recognition of their advancement of knowledge and demonstrated expertise in the field of chemical engineering. I'd like to call on the faculty who are participating in today's hooding ceremony to join me on the stage here. Our Student Services Director, Dave Drechel, is going to take over here at the podium.
We'll begin with the students earning the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Brian Garrios. Brian is advised by Professor Cold Forrest. His thesis title is Chemical Biology as an Engineering Framework for Next Generation Biomaterials. Evan Kama. Evan is advised by Professor David Beck. He completed his Doctor of Philosophy degree with the data science option. His thesis title is Nanoscale to Mesoscale, Practice and Pedagogy of Deep Learning on Molecular Systems. Maria Politi. Maria is advised by Professor Leo Bozo. She completed her Doctor of Philosophy degree with the data science option. Maria's thesis title is Open Science Materials Acceleration Platforms for Clean Energy Material Design Spaces. Anthony Pica. Anthony is advised by Professor Eric Stubbe. He completed his Doctor of Philosophy degree with the data science option. Anthony's thesis title is Development of Nickel Hydroxide Oxyhydroxide Catalysts for the Electrochemical Removal of Urea in Alkaline Solutions. Sage is advised by Professor Lila Punzo. She completed her Doctor of Philosophy degree with the data science option. Her thesis title is Morphological Characterization of Conjugated Polymer Blends in Solid and Solution States Using Small Angle Scattering. Kaylin Torkelson. Kaylin is advised by Professor Jim Fenn. She completed her Doctor of Philosophy degree with the data science option. Kaylin's thesis title is Molecular Modeling for Tunable Sequence Structure Design of Bio-Inspired Materials. Master of Science in Chemical Engineering, Hamoud Alonzi. Hamoud is advised by Professor David Beck. He completed his Master of Science in Chemical Engineering with the data science option. Hamoud's thesis title is Exploring the Trinity of Protein Science, Structure, Stability, and Function through the Lens of Machine Learning. Prithviraj Champal. Prithviraj is advised by Professor Daniel Schwartz. He completed his Master of Science in Chemical Engineering with the data science option. His project title is Machine Learning Approaches for Predicting Battery Health and Electric Muscles. Mercedes Dye. Mercedes is advised by Professor Vincent Holmgren. He completed his Master of Science in Chemical Engineering with the data science option. Mercedes' project title is Colloidally Synthesis Investigation of Metastatic Cubal Phase Pnictogen Chalcogenides. Ashley Fenton. Ashley is advised by Professor David Beck. She completed her Master of Science in Chemical Engineering with the data science option. Ashley's project title is Evaluation Techniques of Large Language Models Performing Retrieval Augmented Generation on Toxicology Dataset. Daniel Kuo. Daniel is advised by Professor Hugh Hillhouse. He completed his Master of Science in Chemical Engineering with the data science option. Daniel's thesis title is Machine Learning Models Forecasting Optoelectronic Services Lifetimes of Low Band Gap Perovskite Solar Cells. Chia-Suan Liu. Chia-Suan is advised by Professor David Beck. She completed her Master of Science in Chemical Engineering with the data science option. Her project title is Resolution Upscaling for Spectroscopic Implementation. Ali Mahmood. Ali is advised by Professor David Beck. He completed his Master of Science in Chemical Engineering with the data science option. His project title is LLMAO, Retrieval Augmented Generation for Toxicology Using Cloud Computing. Janvi Vinod Rana. Janvi is advised by Professor David Beck. She completed her Master of Science in Chemical Engineering with the data science option. The project title is Prompt-Based Approaches in RAG, Revolutionizing Toxicology with LLMs. Mino Rolani. Mino was advised by Professor Shachi Mittal. She completed her Master of Science in Chemical Engineering with the data science option. Mino's thesis title is Prognostic Implication of Tumor-Infiltrating Lymphocytes of Triple-Negative Breast Cancer. Logan Roberts. Logan is advised by Professor David Beck. He completed his Master of Science in Chemical Engineering with the data science option. His project title is Pairprophet, a screening tool to streamline functional annotation of protein pairs.
Okay, at this time, I would like to ask all bachelor's degree recipients, please exit at this side and prepare to enter on this side. Francesca Abraham. Francesca. Samantha Bocek. James Castle. Malcolm Sisler.
K. Crawford. Amy Dow. Jack Dara. Kathy Doe. Isaac Fimler. Shanaylin Godwin. William Hines. Anthony Hong. Kristen Hutchinson. Alexa Catherine Junn. Kamala Prasad Khan. Adia Kirkham. Hugh La. Ki-Jung Lee. So-Young Lee. Gabriel Lewis. Ashton Lorne. Susan Liu. Kellen McKinney. Jose Mejia Jimenez. Adrian Allen Mercado. Isaac Miller. Kimia Mohammadi. Daniel Montes. Reina Kensali Morales Lumagi. Alex Wynn. Shawnee Payne. Jack Pereira. Casey Polsky. Kevin Portello.
I know you!
Emma Pike. Bryce Reed. Malcolm Rennie. Stephen Said. Alondra Torres Garcia. Emmanuel Tramontanas. Gia Lynn Trin. Serena Vafa. Caitlin Vera. Garrett Watewa. Jonathan Wersbicki. Zoe Williams. Carly Williams. Oliver Wolf. Megan Wong. Celine Jiayi Shu. Pa Yenbu. Theo Yi.
All right. Congratulations, everyone. Yeah? Go, caps? Is that something people do these days? Sure. All right, let's do it on 3, yeah? 1, 2, 3, congratulations! Well, thank you all for joining us here today to celebrate all of our graduates. I'd like to invite everyone back to Benson Hall for a reception. Let's give one more round of applause to all of our graduates.